In this video, I have 11 more myths for you inside of Arena Breakout that I'm going to bust or confirm. If you guys are new, make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, both those things do me out a ton. First myth that I'm going to bust is if a weapon can jam or not, and specifically, if a weapon has multiple different types of ammo in it, will it jam in this game? I didn't test this for super long, and I've heard myths that this actually does happen, but I've never ever seen it, and in my testing here, it didn't happen at all, even with multiple different types of ammo in the same exact magazine. It shot perfectly fine, so I'm gonna say this is busted, but if you guys have ever experienced a weapon jam, definitely let me know in the comments. Myth 2 is the golden Desert Eagle is better than the Desert Eagle, and this is semi-confirmed. When it comes to headshots, they're basically the same exact thing, but if you are shooting somebody in the body, the silver Desert Eagle actually takes about 2 to 3 more shots in the chest than the gold Eagle, so keep in mind these are tested with the same exact ammo types. The only thing that is different is the gold Eagle has the gold mag, because I did want to be able to test out the full golden Desert Eagle versus the silver Desert Eagle, but this one is confirmed for sure. The golden Eagle is the better option. Right lean is better than left leaning. This one is without a doubt confirmed, because if you know how leaning works with this game, you know that on left leans your whole arm and basically the whole left side of your body is actually sticking out apart on the wall, which is different from the right lean, which is basically only going to be your gun sticking out and a tiny bit of your hand maybe. Huge difference. I didn't get a third person view of this, but as you can see in this clip here, it's kind of pretty obvious to see in first person even that your arm is fully sticking out when you left lean. So this one's definitely confirmed. You can cover grenade shrapnel. Now with this one, I do want to give a huge shout out to A_FK. He actually reminded me of this a few weeks ago, and he asked this a month ago if this was something that I could test, and it was something that I finally got around to testing. So I do want to give a huge shout out to you, AFK, and also to confirm or bust your myth. This is sadly busted. This is a very unique situation that you would ever find yourself in to begin with, but if you were going to be the selfless teammate and kind of give yourself up for the team and try and cover a grenade, it doesn't even work. The shrapnel will still hit your teammates. As you see in this clip, I die and I got fully blown up in my chest, so my chest was covering it. But when I go to spectate my teammate, I was gonna actually have his clip, but he said his file got corrupted, which kind of sucks. But you see, after I die and go into spectator, you see he is also damaged, and he was not before. We literally just spawned in. It's 35 minutes right on the clock, so just spawned in and he was damaged from that grenade. So this is sadly busted, but this is probably going to be one of the more interesting myths that I will ever get to bust in this game, so thank you, AFK, once again. You can lose health with no stamina. There is something interesting that I found out when I was actually testing this myth, and that is that you lose ADS stamina when your running stamina bar is all the way out and you are still trying to mantle things. So you can lose full stamina bar all the way down on running and ADS, but you will not lose health. The only reason that you would start to lose health is because you're hungry and thirsty from doing more movement action, but other than that, you're not going to actually lose health or anything from having fully empty stamina bars. So this one is busted. Does a knife increase jump height versus having out a normal weapon? This one was actually one that I was really interested to test out, because some people that I actually play with believe this was the case, and I actually also for a little while thought this was the case until I tested this, so good thing we have Mythbusters. But yeah, this is actually busted. If you see in this clip here, I ADS right at the top of the practice target for both. I put my little red magic crosshair kind of right at the top of the head and then jump for both of them, and as you see, I get the same exact height for both my melee and the M4, and the M4 is an AR, so it's a pretty heavy gun compared to a knife, but you still do jump the same exact height, which obviously does make sense because you're the same exact weight, but might have made a little sense that you jumped higher with the melee because you don't have as much in your hand, but again, you're the same exact weight, so this one's busted. Does being close to a wall increase lean distance? This one's a little weird, but for the longest time, I personally thought when you are close to a wall and you actually leaned out, it pushed you further out than a normal lean, whether you were leaning to the right or left. However, in my testing on the firing range, this is completely not the case. You have the same exact lean distance, whether you are up against the wall or 5 feet back from the wall or 100 feet back from the wall. It does not matter. It actually might even decrease your lean, depending on if you're actually trying to lean against the wall or away from the wall. It doesn't really change anything though at all, so this one's busted. Can you shoot things off of tables? This one is a shocker because I really fully expected that you would at least be able to shoot 1 or 2 things off the table, but I tried multiple different items on this table here, or the workbench, I guess I should say, and none of them moved. They were all completely static, which is a tiny bit disappointing, but it kind of does make sense because this game is still brand new, so hopefully down the line that is something that they can actually hopefully add in, but right now this is still busted. Can you shoot open cans or water with a gun? This is another one where I was kind of expecting it to work just because this game pushes for realism, but at the same time I was also kind of not expecting it to work because this is a really intricate kind of thing to actually pull off in a game. But again, this is something that I think would be so sick to see in the future, is that if you just went up to a water bottle, shot it, and then you looted it, it would have like 30 of 60 instead of 60 of 60, something like that. And it actually made the animation where it was a broken water bottle. But yeah, this is sadly busted. You can't shoot through any can or water in the map, so you can't sabotage that good loot. Do grenades dynamically affect environment? This one might be a bit of a shocker to you as it was to me. This one's busted. For how many other games actually have dynamic environment and aren't even games that push for realism? Very surprising that the bushes didn't move, the trees didn't move, none of the branches got blown off, anything like that. The leaves didn't sway at all. Very interesting. This one's busted, kind of disappointing. Hopefully that is something that they add into the future. The last myth that I'm going to bust for you is guns can shoot branches off of trees or not. This one's kind of going off the last one, and as you probably guessed, just like the last one, this one is completely busted. Trees are static. Everything in the map apart from the loot basically is static, and kind of the doors and stuff like that, but trees you can't shoot branches off of is such a small detail to get annoyed about and upset about. But I want the game to be absolutely perfect. My most played mobile game right now, I already have almost 300 hours played on it. This is my favorite mobile game and I want it to be perfect, so please let me shoot branches off of the trees. That is the last myth though for today. If you guys need, make sure to drop a like on this, subscribe to the channel. Both those things do me a ton. See you guys in the next one. Peace.